media dedicated to publishing transcendental literature from our Gaudiya Sampradaya, with many highlights over the years being published. What would you say, Ishvara Prabhu, has been the greatest impact on the devotee communication of any touchstone publication?
Well, greatest impact for publishing of a lot of testaments.
The book about Narottam Dastas. Is that the red book? No, the red book was privately such.
Yes. There are other publications.
I know the question is hard to answer when you publish so many books which are purely authoritarian, meaning they are from the top level of our Sampradaya, even Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. And how much impact it has? Well, it really depends on who reads those books. The impact is an internal impact. Is ISKCON selling your books in the bookstores or in there?
Yeah, ISKCON is selling, and now they're not too much supporting now because most temples are mainly with their gurus and all that. So they're not too, ISKCON is not too supportive in general.
Could you say, excuse me for a little polemical question, could you say that the gurus are always pushing only the books they write themselves?
Yeah, basically.
So even they don't push Prabhupada's books as much. That's a phenomenon, no? I mean, I myself have to admit, when the BBT stopped selling books to us in South America to chastise us, then we started printing books. And I spoke to Srila Bhaktivedanta Sridhar Maharaj, asked him, what shall we do? He said, we publish books of all the acharyas. So we published also his books, and we didn't distribute that many books of Srila Prabhupada in those days either. It's like you can't sell all the books at the same time. It's like you have to promote something you're standing behind it, no? We published one book, it's called the Secret Science of Bhakti Yoga, and that's all the books of Sridhar Maharaj in one volume. And so that was for us like a kind of a Bible. But that doesn't mean we neglect Srila Prabhupada's books as the law books for the next 10,000 years, as we used to say, no? But the law books should be read as well, and especially, what do you think about Vaishnava discussion forums?
Vaishnava discussion forum is good because the Vaishnava can, because different Vaishnava, they have different beliefs, different understanding.
Do you like the Namras podcast?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, because yeah.
You watch it?
Sometimes if somebody interests me, once in a while. But I mean, it's good because it invites many Vaishnavas of different angles.
It's a kind of a Vaishnava discussion forum.
Yeah. So.
But it's only the interview of one person. It's not really like confronting different points of view.
It's only one time he invited Rashikos and Garuda. So they both kind of have a debate.
Yeah. That was on the female woman guru issue. You as a publisher, what is your opinion on the female guru issue?
It's our tradition. It's a lot of our tradition. I'm not going to say that anybody is conscious. So I keep a big bracket and I say so that the Krishna just said, it doesn't matter if one is a sannyasi or sutras or whatever, brahmana. If one understands the science of Krishna, so when all of my chayas, they always support the proper science. There are not many, but they can. They don't matter many of them.
Another question. What do you think about institutional initiations or ecclesiastical system initiation? I would refer to, by my opinion, that to a certain degree, the GBC initiation rules make it very institutional. There's no free transaction. And then the Ritviks come and they say, no, this is all wrong. We should only accept Prabhupada, which means it's again an institutional law. It's like, yes, one extreme to the other.
That's a philosophy. I know not that class that should last. Activism is totally progress, it's speculation. At the same time, also, on the other hand, the institutional thing of the GBC, whereby they have to stand up and stand up. So that's also wrong.
The Zona Guru was definitely a speculation.
Yes, of course. Fortunately, we all fell for it. It was a big disaster, big fiasco. So we fell for it. But the guru should be personal to go to be a guru. Should be between the individual disciples and the person approach to the guru. The institution should not get involved. And we have to approach this person as guru. And that person is not guru. So it's the whole thing is still artificial. It's not healthy for organization. It's not healthy for spiritual development of people. So Article 7 said that what guru and disciple should know each other. They should hate each other, bring each other, and know each other for a period of time.
Very important point. It sounds more like a domestic guru.
Yeah, it should be domestic. Yeah.
Not a satellite guru who flies in like a comet, initiates, gets out, and nobody knows him, and he doesn't know anybody.
Yeah.
That's the comet guru. Yeah, I agree with this. I myself also committed the same mistakes, that to accept too many disciples, which is not recommended, especially if you cannot really take care of them. Anyway,
Swami has been trying to convince that there should not be like a special class of people just not take Shekwa. It shouldn't be that way. The guru should be whoever is close to you, to give it the training. Then if there's faith, then there can be this, it can be established in this faith. You have to ask for this faith, no business. So Badu Swami has been trying, but we should recognize, because his word is absolutely more than 6 shekels, but we should have millions and millions of 6 shekels, and this shekels to be, and that 6 shekels should have the same recognition as 6 shekels. That's what we have in this now is that we have to have the devotees, one like of 6 shekels. And it's all the focus on them, all have been every year. Even though the person who gave the training to the devotees, he has not role in the life of someone who has been initiated by a particular guru.
I feel that ISKCON, as well as all the guru movements in the world, falls into the trap of the fashion gurus. That they are very famous, they have some rich disciples, and everybody flocks to them because it's like maybe a good prestige to be initiated by somebody of the fashion gurus, but they may not have neither time, maybe not even the quality to look so much after the individual devotees and projects.
Because as I travel, I can see most devotees, they're suffering. There's no connection, there's no relationship. Like I was in Europe last year. It's like people are totally confused because there's no relationship with them.
Well, one of the big mistakes of the Zonal Guru times was that those Zonal Gurus, they pushed out all their godbrothers who were not conform with their absolute position. And in this way, many of our godbrothers, they were pushed out from one country to the another, to the another, to the another, to another. All around the world they traveled. And that's where the devotees, the local devotees, lost the authentic Shiksha gurus. Because those godbrothers who were pushed around, they were really the Shiksha gurus in most of the cases. So that's where the calamity came in. And how could it be corrected? Let's say everything what happens in the world is by Krishna's control. Now, how could it be corrected by your point of view?
Well, because everything is so well entrenched, it's actually difficult to be corrected. Except if the GBC come to their senses that this is not really the way. And apologies have come to the native devotees. Number one, this is not really what Prabhupada wanted. It's just, I mean, as they say, once you give the dog a bone, you cannot take it back. Because many of these chiefs, GBC, many of them also this gold themselves.
I've never heard that example. This is a terrible example. Once you give a dog a bone, you cannot take it back. That's really disheartening.
Because no, these people they can't lose their position. They cannot give it. They cannot remain their position. They cannot give it up.
So then the only solution, according to my humble point of view, is that they would have to open from GBC level down that any inspired preacher should have the right and the support of ISKCON to start a new center or whatever and expand the Krishna conscious family. Because according to Bhakti Rakshidamad, she said, new gurus means new temples, because they have to show that they can inspire and guide people properly, enthusiastically. But if the institution gives support to that effort, rather than marginalize them and say, "Oh, you're rebels against the big system," and then they have to go to the Gaudiya Mat or something because there's no.
Yeah, because the chief is maybe because they want to have absolute control.
Yes.
So the absolute control is the which they want to have.
And you cannot have absolute control over a guru, because in the disciple's eye, the guru has the supreme authority.
But in this case, like the guru is like a secondary. The absolute control is
Well, I would really love Namra's podcast to make an interview with you.
yeah, I guess one day. Because I'm here in the area watching America. Yeah, one day. Yeah, I like to go to the
Anyway, Shwara, finishing this interview today, please tell those who watch it how they can find out about all your publications and how can they order.
Yes, I have a website which is touchstonemedia.com. That's the main place to get it.
Touchstone Media. and that's where you can make book orders, everything.
Yeah, exactly. And the news coming out now, I'm just finishing up the last one book on the Shingadev. On the Shingadev's 8 names and constants. And also, it features the devotees of Lord Shingadev. So it's a big book about the literary books.
With pictures?
Yeah, there's going to be some pictures. There are a lot of stories and
It's amazing how many beautiful Nishingadev deities are all over India, and each one is different. That is one of the most amazing thing about the divine manifestations.
this book is really a lot of past stories of devotees and especially South India.
So I wish all the best to Touchstone Medium and go on with your incredible work for Srila Prabhupada, publishing Transcendental Nectar, because that is our life, book distribution, no? Prabhupada gave so much emphasis on it. And my personal opinion is that he's very pleased with Touchstone Media.